Going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. Assassin's Creed. Look, I talk about all the time. I have been there from the beginning. I love the game series. Yes, it started getting worse and worse after certain people left, and I like the Origin game with Bayek, and Odyssey and Valhalla have things to like, even if they're not really Assassin's Creed games, and they cover more of the past and the Isu and all that. And it's fine. It's fine. But everyone wanted Japanese Assassin's Creed. I borrowed a friend's PlayStation to play Ghosts of Tsushima, and I was like, this is the best Assassin's Creed game I've ever played. And it's not an Assassin's Creed game, but it could have been. The gameplay and even the story would have taken very slight adjustment to make an amazing Assassin's Creed game. So when we finally heard about Assassin's Creed Shadows, or Red at the time it was called, everyone was happy. But unfortunately, this was right around George Floyd and the Summer of Love, and it was soon after that that we heard, instead of getting a Japanese samurai in our Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan, we would be getting a black man as the samurai and an Afro samurai type thing. And that's where everyone learned about, if you didn't know about before, about Yasuke and his dubious history of whether he actually was a retainer slash sword holder, or if he was just some dude that Nobunaga thought was a fun little novelty that he took from the Jesuits and then ended up going back to the Jesuits when the mercenaries, when everything was said and done. But getting ahead of myself, because there have been feelings and reactions to all of this all along the way. And it was let known that we weren't happy, both Japanese people and us gaijin, that were like, no, we wanted a Japanese samurai or an Assassin's Creed game. Instead, we are getting Yasuke, big black dude going around hacking up Asian people in ancient Japan. That's great. That doesn't enforce a stereotype at all. And also we got Naoe, or whatever, the underage lesbian ninja, or she should have been called the Kuno-ochi or whatever the hell. So they messed that one up too. And either way, people aren't happy. They took to the subreddits, and then they started getting banned. And then the news doesn't get much better from that, because that's eventually when the petition was made for this, the not a free Stellar Blade, but a cancel this damn game. And to their credit, they have almost 100,000 signatures. You can see this started June 19th by Shimizu Toru. Again, almost 100,000. I've signed it. Some other people have signed it. At least 90,000 plus. They got caught using Reenactment Group's banner in the game, had to apologize for that. They've gained the attention of Satoshi Hamada, Japanese politician, who has basically been asking for people to send him information and stories so that he can bring it before the Japanese legislature. So yeah, things are ramping up here. We have Japanese pop songs making fun of Yasuke, because again, and this is the group pushing all of this, are also the ones freaking out about Genshin Impact and cultural appropriation in that, but they don't seem to care about it here. It's very interesting. They were accused of giving away swords and artwork, saying it was original, when in fact it was Zoro's sword from One Piece, and the artwork were some dolls you could just buy on Amazon. You see what I'm saying here? It's just going worse and worse. They had that booth where they were supposed to be giving those away. No one showed up at their Japan Expo, and the people that did show up were just using those benches to watch other presentations, and had to be told by the Ubisoft people to please turn around and watch the Assassin's Creed. And here we go. This is the one that brings us to today. More about is a Japanese YouTuber has made a pretty viral video, 300,000 people and onward. It's a Shohei Kondo, just going over the basics of some of the bullet points of exactly what is upsetting the Japanese people. And here is one. Here, let me make sure I got the right the one. Okay, no, not this one here. When they're bringing up all the thing, here we go. They bring up some of they went into the history of Yasuke, and so he brings up these historical documents and begins with a samurai's diary that mentions Yasuke. And of course, obligatory, we're using AI to translate this, but that sort of means I translate the AI. I would trust the AI to translate this more accurate than I would a modern day human. So, when talking about Yasuke, he was taken under the care of Nobunaga and given the name Yasuke. He was granted a residence and given personal items. From time to time, he was also entrusted with Nobunaga's tools and belongings, carrying them for him. Tools and belongings, that does not necessarily mean a sword holder, which is a very specific position. Next, Shohei brings up second historical document called the Chronicles of Lord Nobunaga. Again, AI translated, it says, Lord Nobunaga provided support to a black man who was presented to him by missionaries. His skin was black as ink, and he was about 1.82 meters tall. His name was YASUKE. And all these documents that he goes through, because I'm not going to read them all, by all means, I'll link his video. Go watch his video. None of it straight up says, oh yeah, he was a samurai. Oh yeah, he was a sword holder. Nothing even says that he was giving a sword. You can see here, the priests accompanied a black slave, and since no one in the capital had ever seen a black slave before, countless people came to see him. Nobunaga himself was amazed, confirming that his skin color was natural and not painted, and stared at him. The man understood some Japanese, so Nobunaga talked with him endlessly. Impressed by his strength and some art skills, Nobunaga was very pleased, decided to protect him, and assigned guards to escort him around the city. Some rumored that Nobunaga would make him a lord. So, not exactly the him running around in samurai armor with all the respect and all of that you... Yeah, and here's the one time he did fight, and then we'll close it out with this, and then by all means go over to this dude's video. The black slave given to Nobunaga by the visitor went to the residence of Nobunaga's heir after Nobunaga's death and fought for quite a long time. The document. So he did fight. He was in a fight. A retainer approached him and told him to surrender his sword without fear, so he handed it over. When the retainer asked how to handle YASUKE, they replied, the black slave is like an animal and knows nothing, and since he is not Japanese, do not kill him. Instead, he ordered, place him in the church of the Indian Padre. So he went back to the Jesuits. There you go. And this is where they go, well, Assassin's Creed, it's all fiction. It's all fiction. Well, the Assassin's Creed is fiction. The Templars are fiction. And their battle behind history is fiction. But all the historical events and the historical people you meet used to at least be within line of history. That's where the upset comes from. Even when they had things like Napoleon or George Washington and in previous Assassin's Creed, they all lined up with their historical counterpart. The only thing changed was their secret motivations. Anyway, the more I hear about this, it just does not make me feel good. This is all being done for the wrong reasons, and it seems like the Japanese people have figured that out well. So shout out to their petition, almost 100,000. Let's get into that. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you. And let me know what you think about this one for sure.
Well, bye.